Well, let's roll some dice. I'm gonna. So this is Curse of Strahd, episode 23 or 4, 23, 24, 24. It does have a title. It's entitled Krezk, which is where we'll start, unless you have any other business that you wished to wrap up at the winery. Aha! Yeah, so during your rest at the winery, Pippa successfully identifies the axe. Well done there. It is... if you were to put it into D&D Beyond, I think it's called Yester Hill Axe, but it is, as I described to you before, it's a battle axe, double-headed battle axe, very similar to Groot / Thor's weapon. When it hits a plant, whether an ordinary plant or a plant creature, the target takes an extra 1d8 slashing damage. Now, we don't lean into alignment massively, but when a non-good alignment wields the axe, sprouts thorn. But as long as, what we'll rule is, as long as you don't use it for any wicked reason. So it's versatile, so it's 1d8 one-handed, 1d10 two-handed, and it deals an extra 1d8 slashing damage versus plants.
I have added that axe into the party inventory.
And I also, before I go to, sorry, it's all wizardy stuff, before I go to sleep, I think we got enough kit and caboodle for me to copy up one of the spells that I had from the yellow book that we picked up in the murder house all those days ago.
All those days ago.
Yeah.
Could I spend a couple of hours writing up one of the spells?
Sure. Parazon as well. Yes. Which one did you want?
I'm going to be learning the second level spell Invisibility.
Cannot fault you in the slightest.
Yeah, so I'll spend a couple of hours doing that. It's going to take me 4 hours total, so if I spend a couple tonight, and then sleep, and then a couple next night.
Yeah, no problem. So I identified the axe. Yeah, because your resources were running a little bit light. The actual inks that you need to copy this over, I think you managed to scrounge together. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, we'd already got them previously, but we only got enough kit and caboodle for me to do one.
Yeah.
And once I've copied up this one, that's it. We'll have to get some more ink and paper.
Yeah. So, any other business with the winery? Happy with Davian and the Martikovs? They're happy with you.
They bloody well better be.
Better be.
There's nothing I can think of.
The only thing of note from Farrow would be, if anyone's paying attention, he doesn't wake up gasping and just hunting for his water bottle like he normally does every morning.
Interesting. Very interesting. But no, nothing that I can think of after that. We still have that cute carriage, don't we?
Go on, sorry.
We still have a cute carriage, don't we?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes.
What were we going to say, Josh?
I didn't realise it was kind of like every morning that he was waking up gasping.
Well, through the night, he'll wake up.
Yeah.
Almost as if he's
regularly.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
But not this morning.
This might actually be the first time I think I've seen you looking well rested.
I wouldn't go that far, but and actually, if you look at him, he looks a bit haunted, a bit disturbed.
So it's like it. Is something the matter?
Only my dreams, in my nightmares.
Well, I suppose we all may have noticed the your somewhat disturbed sleep, but you didn't seem as restless last night. I thought you must have slept better.
I've had the same nightmare. Same nightmare for years. And this is the first time it was different.
I mean,
as if I was being watched.
Last night, you felt like you were being watched. Or rather, in your
Someone was
nightmares.
watching me in my nightmare. Watching my nightmare.
I mean, I wonder if it could be anything to do with what Ganther was it? That hag.
It's probably just paranoia. Strahd watching us has been on my mind. I wonder if it's just that.
I suppose the reality
Devil's
is
always watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
We all shared common nightmares in the past. Sometimes it did help to talk about them.
Maybe. But I think we have more important things to be about today.
There's always going to be something more important.
Well, there's a whole town waiting for a piss upon our arrival. That is quite important.
My nightmares aren't going anywhere.
Well, if you feel you need to speak about them, I can't promise I'll be of any help, but I'm sure we're all here to listen.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Pippa just watches. She's not said a single thing. She's just been watching the whole exchange. No one in the groups failed to notice that Farrow wakes up every morning or at periods in the night gasping for water. The fact that he nearly died yesterday and then didn't is confusing. Like Horace points out, he slept better, but is more concerned by a lack of nightmares than he is by the presence of them. She doesn't know whether to be relieved or more concerned. But she continues to pretend to read her book. Interesting.
Okay. Business concluded at the winery. You do indeed have the Vistani wagon, the enchanted Vistani wagon, that you can summon the mounts, summon the horses. You also have access to the horse and cart from the Martikovs. Their usual two draft horses. and the massive barrel of wine that's destined for Krezk.
Is it
the-
is it like
Soon we're going to be split between driving them, then, aren't we?
is it like the horses are like the carriage is essentially just one big wine barrel?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the wine barrel itself is loaded onto the back, but it's a specific purpose cart.
Yeah,
It fits the large cask straight on it, and off you go. So, what are you taking? Both vehicles?
Do you mean we can't fit the wine onto ours?
No, you can't. Because the Martikovs offer to come with you as well, as part of the delivery. Two of the younger fellas, in fact, Dag, Emil's brother, and perhaps one of the others, younger males, will offer to come with you, should you wish, or you can make the delivery by yourself.
I think Horace would have been like strolling over to the wine carriage, kind of like rubbing his hands together, being like, "Well, I know who I'll be riding with," and then almost kind of look deflated as the young lads like come like over as like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to these guys."
Okay. Well, they're sort of differential, really. They'll load up and they sort of keep themselves to themselves. Davian will say to you that he'll send the lads with you. Once the delivery is complete, the cask will be removed when you're inside the walls of Krezk, and the lads will just come back with the cart ready, waiting for the delivery. If I remember correctly, they were going to give you a week before they made the delivery to Balaki. If you don't return by then, they'll make it without you. But okay. Yeah.
Is one of the younger lads, sorry, that comes over? Is it Ashina's brother-in-law?
Oh yeah, interesting.
Okay. I'm feeling more sociable now. All of a sudden.
I was going to say, as Horace kind of like realizes there are people joining on this journey, Ashina is going to see that Dag is joining, and she is going to ask to ride with him and talk with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quite happy to. He's a little shy to start off with that, especially now he knows who you are and your relationship to his brother. But he warms up to you, and he's quite happy to talk. Is there any specific questions you wanted to ask him, or
When did they get to Barovia? Was there a particular reason that they were split up?
he'll say a very deep baritone voice, similar to Emil's. It does remind you a lot of Emil. He'll say we arrived when we were young. We came as a family, and we came through the mists. The story that I know you're aware of. I've seen many of your type arrive. And he gestures to your party. And we were attacked as we entered the mist. Emil went one way, I went another.
And you've not seen each other for this whole time?
No, I was fortunate enough to end up in the winery where they took me in, and I've earned my keep, and then fell in love with Stefania, and she with me. I've heard stories of someone who sounds like Emil running wild.
You didn't think to look for him?
No, is the short answer. This is not the type of place where you either hide and survive, or you die.
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say respectfully, I'll disagree, and then discuss Tala. But I guess him kind of saying, "Or you die," would shut Horace right up. To be honest, He'd be like, yeah, I suppose I can understand that.
We have our own family now as well.
I mean, Emil never spoke about having a brother. He doesn't talk about coming into the mists.
Even before we were separated, Emil was never one. If it wasn't Emil's way, then it wasn't the right way. Emil was always that way.
Ashina will chuckle and go, "Yeah, I can see that." But I like to think he's done a good job at keeping us all safe and leading the pack.
Yeah. Well, most people don't go out because of the pack. But where we're going now, Krezk, it's a commune. It's a place where they don't go out. No one leaves. And the only way in, the only thing that arrives is wine. And the reason for that is the pack and the devil.
I mean, until Emil was taken, I didn't really leave the pack. I didn't really go out on any journeys or any missions. I just used to look after the children. And once he was summoned by the devil and everything began to change, it was only then that I've come out and seen how Barovia truly is. I've always known it to be from what I've heard, I've always heard it to be a blank, desolate slate, but it truly is.
Well, as Horace has said, we survive how we survive how we can. You survived one way, I survived another.
So am I right in thinking that the pack served the devil, or at least was working with him? I suppose that would kind of make sense with what we had to deal with outside of Castle Ravenloft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They do also work through their own means, but yes, the bottom line is yes. If the devil calls, you answer. Mel did have conversations with the devil, did have meetings with the devil, but this is the first time I've known him being himself, and I don't know why.
Do you think it could be anything to do with the fact that you're with us now?
I don't think so. He was summoned before, weeks before I came to you, and the pack was taken over, so all the rankings were moved. So I don't know what prompted this shift or this change. I don't know what's prompted Mel to be kept away. But I do know my husband is currently a prisoner in Castle Ravenloft, and I am wanted dead because I am his wife.
Hey, just a quick question for you.
Yep.
How long roughly had Tala and Farrow been on the road? Would that have lined up with when them all was summoned?
How long were you on the road together?
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. Okay, so let me rephrase the question because I'm asking quite a vague question there.
mhm.
Do those dates line up? So when Amal being summoned for Tala and Farrow having set out or not?
Or entering
you-
the mist.
Entering, we've only been here
You
about a week,
set
haven't we?
out. You set out. Farrow and Tala were old campaigners. You'd been on the hunt for
Yeah.
werewolves for a long time. But as you think back through the time scale, the last bit of information you were given, which led you to Daggerford, ties in with when Emil was summoned. Whether that's coincidence or not, you don't know. But it took you the best part of a couple of weeks to find or to head towards where you were heading.
Yeah, so I think maybe then Farrow would speak up. Those dates, we received a tip to send us to a village known as Daggerfall. Tip of werewolves, and that would line up with when Emil was summoned. I wonder perhaps if us being set on the trail prompted whatever it is that has happened. Could be coincidence, but well, I don't believe in coincidence anymore. Not everything that we've seen here.
He wasn't really privy to where the pack would go, where we would go, whether it was to hunt, to gain soldiers, anything like that. But to go beyond the mists on orders of Strahd was not unknown. That was common. So whether it coincides, I could not say.
The pack could get through the mist. Would Strahd let them out?
Yes. Well, obviously, as we've probably noticed more so as we've been going around, children aren't exactly there aren't that many of them. And the pack needs to continue to grow and survive. And when you can't get children from the villages within the towns, you have to go elsewhere.
And still people like you.
Well, Amal saved me. But
Pippa genuinely can't help but, like...
Yeah.
yeah, Ashina's just going to completely blank over Pippa's laugh.
Saved you from what exactly?
Well, I remember me and Tala running, and when I woke up, I was just covered in blood, but I was in Emil's arms. And he told me that everything was all right now and that I was safe.
So Dag's to this, Dag's going to look round all of you, and he'll say, "Well, if I know my brother, there was a reason for it. It wouldn't have been altruistic. Just saying my piece."
No, I think it's a. Before you and Tala were in danger, before you had to run, were you happy? Did you live a safe life before?
I mean, yeah. We grew up in a little rural village and we used to go out and play in the woods. We used to climb trees. I remember Tala breaking her arm because she tried to get me from going up a tree.
Mm.
But what happened that night, it's something we just never heard of.
The
It was
wolves.
just not heard of. There was all sorts.
Mm.
It wasn't just wolves. There were undead, and our homes were set ablaze, and our neighbours, our friends, and our parents. People were being eaten alive and taken. Their limbs being torn piece from piece.
Do you remember? Did you ever see a mist?
No, I do not remember seeing a mist. Tala just grabbed me and we ran towards the forest. We just needed to get away. And we knew the forest off the back of our hands. If something was going to try and chase us, it would have a harder time. And there was nothing following behind.
So he caught you up then?
Something did.
Something did.
Danger didn't come to your village till Amal did.
Either
I'm
way,
sorry you had such a
Amal
hassle
saved me.
from the
Saved me
danger
from
you
it.
brought. There's more power in you, Ashina, than needs to be shackled to some man.
Jason!
Oh, sorry. I had a ride-on sister. I had to hold it back.
She's a strong, independent woman. She don't need no man. But yeah. Pippa doesn't like this power dynamic at all.
Dag's nodding.
Definitely creepy.
Yeah, I've seen you do great things, Ashina. I'm not sure you need as much protecting as he told you. You saved me twice.
Maybe, but you're small like a child.
Mm-hmm. And I strike like a firestorm.
Well, I was going to add that you did basically annihilate half of those blights things.
Yeah.
I was thinking you needed some protecting, but I'm starting to think that you're the one that should be protecting me.
Oh, how I doubt that. But
No.
regardless of what our thoughts are, we made a vow to each other. So, until death do we part.
Or until it no longer serves its purpose.
I mean,
I think, as uncomfortable as it might be, you've now seen what the pack will do to you when Emil isn't there. So, could you really just go back to that life again and live with him, knowing that if he wasn't there, you'd be the one being torn limb from limb instead? Because I don't think that that's something I would do. It's not something you have, you know.
Assuming that Emil came back and took his place, I wouldn't need to worry about them anymore.
For a time. But should anything ever happen to him again?
Well, they wouldn't be there to start.
He sounds very smart. And in dangerous places, smart people pick people that protect them. People stop becoming people and start becoming very effective tools. I'm really interested to talk to this man one day. I think he's been a great identifier of talent.
I think my sister called me a tool before.
Yeah, I think he's a great identifier of talent. And he surrounded himself with talent.
Well, we certainly have tried to choose strong means for the pack. People who help us provide strength and reinforce.
Yeah. Does the prison serve to keep things in or out? The bars he's building might be as much to keep you in as it is to keep other things out.
Well, I certainly wasn't the strongest of wolves.
No, you were something much greater. I think it's a shame sometimes to spend your whole life thinking you're a wolf when really you're something much greater. No wonder you were a bad wolf. You were never meant to be.
Who knows? But regardless, and Ashina will look at Pippa and stare at her in the eyes and say, regardless, I'm not a werewolf anymore, am I?
No. How does it feel to breathe easy? No moon can take you now.
But will my husband still love me as I am?
If he's a real man, then yes, he will. And if
And
not,
you are much,
then,
yeah.
And if not, then he was never worthy of your love to begin with.
And you are much greater than somebody that needs to be shackled to just one man. Broaden your horizons.
Woo!
Steady on.
And because this has been a really highlight focus on Ashina, and if you overwater a seed, you drown it. So Pippa nudges Horace, winks at Farrow, and goes, Ashina, just to break the tension and give everybody a little reset moment to just breathe. I don't think it's a conversation that we've finished having. I feel like we're definitely going to come back to this, but like I say, overwatered seeds drown. Isn't it a beautiful...
Moving on then.
I just felt like you were getting so like hard focused on flesh. Yeah. You can't just break the cult mindset in one session. Let things germinate and grow.
Yeah. You should all have heroic inspiration.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
I think Dag has Pippa lightens the mood, he'll sort of look around as if to say, "Yeah, no, I'm not really part of this," and he'll just put his head down and start talking to the other Martikov. And you trudge. You continue along the road until eventually we have some fan art.
Oh, I'm not even on the thing.
Here you go. The road branches north and climbs a rocky escarpment, ending at a gatehouse built into a 20-foot high wall of stone reinforced with buttresses every 50 feet or so. The wall encloses a settlement on the side of a snow-dusted mountain spur. Beyond the wall, you see the tops of snow-covered pines and thin wisps of smoke. A sombre toll of a bell comes from a stone abbey that clings to the mountainside high above the settlement. The steady chime is inviting, a welcome change from the deathly silence and oppressive fog to which you have grown accustomed. It's hard to tell at this distance, but there seems to be a switchback road clinging to the cliffs that lead up the walled settlement to the abbey. Dag will turn to you and say, are you going to talk to them, or do you want me to get us in?
Well, when we were here last, they did ask us to try and bring the wine for them, so I feel like we may as well talk to them.
Sure. Well, they might... Yeah, we'll see. They might ask to talk to you anyway, because they know who I am, but... yeah. Just know. Tell them that you're with us. I'll vouch for you.
Thank you.
So the air grows colder as you approach the walled settlement. 2 square towers with peaked roofs flank a stone archway into which is set a pair of 12-foot tall iron-bound wooden doors. Carved into the arch above the door is the name Krezk. The wall that extends from the gatehouse are 20 feet high. Atop the parapet you see 4 figures wearing fur hats and clutching spears. 3 of them watch you nervously and 1 disappears. And then returns a moment later. What I am going to do is I'm going to give you the actual campaign art for Krezk. I can't think of a reason why not to give you this. So this is the gatehouse where you approach. There is snow everywhere. So you're approaching here. On approach from the top of the wall just to the side, Dmitry Krezkov, you've met him before. He's the burgomaster of Krezk, appears. Now this is an older black gentleman. He has bald head, grey whiskers, and he's dressed very much as a noble. I'll give you the picture of him and his wife from the campaign. Art. And he looks down and he'll say, greetings, travellers. Nice to see you again. I see... Is that Dag? Yes. You have the wine? Okay.
Yes.
Open the gates. Open the gates. Let them in. And the gates creak open as the cart goes through. And Dmitry himself will come down the stairs to greet you. As you've gone through the doors, there's... this is very rustic. The word commune was used earlier to describe Krezk, and it's exactly what it looks like. Every spare inch of this village either has a tree growing in it or root vegetables, or is pasture for feeding animals. There are pigs, chickens, ducks. And you can tell that this place is entirely self-sufficient, with the exception of wine. The first building that you can see as you enter the village is you all of you would consider, with the possible exception of Ashina, would consider it ramshackle, but it is the grandest building in the whole of the village that you can see. And Dimitri, without any fanfare, will come down the stairs, nod towards Dag, and then walk in to the entrance of this house. And he will stand and turn around. He'll spark up a candle on a table just inside and wait there expectantly. But he doesn't say anything to you. What do you want to do?
I will look at Dag.
Dag gestures you forward.
Make our way up.
Horace.
Yeah, Farrow will kind of just regard Horace for a minute. And then, he's waiting to see what Horace wants to do.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
That's a Pippa walk.
So in you go. Let me show you this. The internet was suggesting that Krezk looks a little bit like this. So this isn't accurate fan art, but it's a nice rusticy type.
Ooh.
So as you step over the threshold of this structure, Dimitri will nod as each of you steps over the threshold. And you can see on the table, now that he's lit a candle, next to him, there are two items. One is, and you identify this, it's a vial with the symbol of a sun on it. And it's clearish liquid with bits of silver floating around. This is holy water. And next to the candle and the holy water, there is a skinning knife. It's a tiny, tiny knife. Looks as the sharpest knife you've ever seen, and it's almost entirely silver. After you've crossed the threshold, Dimitri will take his sleeve and roll it up. And you can see on the back of his forearm ever so slight laceration marks. Quite a few of them, all healed over. And he will say, well, it's good that you're able to enter. That's the first part. Second part, and he takes the holy water, opens the vial, tips it onto his thumb, and then makes a round circle on his forehead as he passes the vial to Horace.
Yeah, I'll take some and just do the same. Probably wouldn't be that fussed about doing it in a circle, but just pour some out onto his hand and across the forehead, and then I'd pass it on to whoever stood beside me.
No drama.
Without hesitation, yeah, same thing. Just
There will be some slight hesitation from Ashina, but it's more the fact that she has no idea if this is going to hurt her or not. Yeah. She kind of just very steadily just pours it onto her hand, see if it hurts. Does it hurt, Mr. DM?
It does not.
No. So then she'll just very gingerly just dab it into her head.
Okay. And then he'll say, and finally, and he'll hold up the skinning knife. He'll run it through the flame, and he'll take his hand and just nick himself with the silver. And then he'll clean the blade, heat it again, and then pass it to Horace.
Oh, you really know how to make a man feel welcome, and then take the knife off him, and then just The same.
Yeah.
Okay. Same down the line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that stings a little for Ashina. Would you, just because, would you make a constitution saving throw for me?
Yeah.
Where's your card? There it is.
13.
13. Okay. It's you know that if you still had the lycanthropy, this would have properly hurt. But you can feel the effects of the cure, the curse being removed from you, and it's actually quite cathartic to be able to have this real pain without the extra effect from the curse and silver. But Dimitri, as Horace, as you've taken the knife off him and said what you've said, and he'll look at you and say, "Am I supposed to apologise for protecting my people?"
Suppose not.
Suppose not.
I think what he means is this is not. This is probably the most unique welcome we've had.
Well, we're not like the rest of the Barovians. We're careful and we're safe. You are welcome. You've brought wine. We need wine. It's the only thing we need. This is my home. You are now welcome here to come and go as you please. I assume that you've been here long enough to understand why I've just done what I've done. You were able to cross the threshold uninvited. Holy water has no effect on you, and silver does not sting. However, you do have the freedom of the village, but if you're staying, you will sleep in here with the animals.
And Ashina's just like, yeah, okay. No quarrel.
Standard. So, further questions, if I may, then. One, what brings you to my village? And two, what brings you to Barovia? Answer either as you see fit.
I think there's only one thing that brings anybody to Barovia.
I thought as much. Through the mists. Okay. And you've been toyed with?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes.
Yeah, Farrowwood
fact-
just like run his hand over the eye patch as he says that.
In fact, we actually came across the devil again not too long ago, trying to get it some poxy gem so that you could have this wine. Well, so you'll be able to get more wine in the future. So we've been toyed with plenty. So you forgive me if I'm a little antsy.
No, it's okay. We speak plain here. You must have done well to survive this long. And a direct confrontation, he came and you're still here.
Well,
Interesting.
just about.
So as he's talking, you can hear another toll of the bell from the monastery, and you can see he sort of cringes a little bit. He's got a bit of a nervous twitch. So that's Barovia, but why my village?
Well, I mean, we were when we heard about the monastery, but we definitely come to visit that. Me myself, I hear you've been looking after what's left of my family. The Belviews.
He seems genuinely confused. I don't know of any Belviews, I'm afraid. Not in the village. In the monastery, you say?
I believe so. That's what I was told.
Maybe it's the minions of the abbot. Have you been? Hello, Alex. Have you been told about the abbot? You know his tale?
We've heard of
We
him.
are aware he's not human, but that's about as much.
He arrived before I was born, 100 years ago or so, 3 generations ago, by my reckoning, and he hasn't aged a day. He moved into the abbey. He occasionally comes into the village. There is a grove, a pool with healing waters to the north of the town. You're welcome to visit. But mostly he just stays in the abbey. We know there are creatures up there with him, and we hear the moans and cries.
Again, from what I've been told, that may well be my family.
Well, they don't. We assume they don't bother us. We don't see them very often. We just hear them occasionally. And the abbot himself, he is a strange one.
I think kind of if he kind of is continuing on, Horace would kind of just hold his hand up and just be like, I'd rather not hear it. I'd rather just see for myself, if it's all the same to you.
Perhaps for the best. I as much as I hate to ask, you may be of further service to me and my wife and my son.
Let's dinner first.
He does smile at this, and he'll say this. Absolutely, yeah. You are a ray of sunshine. The least I could do. So he calls his wife through, and he introduces her as Anna. She's slightly younger than he is, but she's very gracious. She's quite sweet compared to him. She's making sure you're okay. And when he goes out of the room, she'll even go as far as to say, "Oh, don't mind him. I mean, it is a heavy burden having to look after all of the village and make sure everyone's safe. He does the best that he can." But as she's talking to you, you notice that she looks very tired. And at the mention of a son as well, Dimitri will tell you that as you sit down to have your repast, and it's nice. It's a nice stew type thing, very traditional. Dimitri will tell you about the abbot and his son, Ilya. He will start as he's eating in a conversational way. He will say, last week, Ilya is the last of my line. Me and Anya have had 3 other children die. Ilya died last week. And then he gestures towards the end of the table where this sullen boy He's got a 1,000-yard stare just eating this stew mechanically. He'll say that the abbot came, walked through my door and out the back, and raised Ilya. I don't know how else to describe it. There was a light from the ground, and my boy, that had been dead for a week, crawled out of the grave. He has not spoken since. He has changed. But the abbot said, there is a price. And this is the strange part. If that isn't strange enough, the prize is a wedding gown to be delivered to the abbey.
So he, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but he came here, resurrected your boy, which you did not ask of him, and then made a demand for some wedding gown?
Exactly right.
I understand this may be a somewhat painful subject, but how did your son die?
It appeared to be an illness. He wasted away over a series of weeks. And then one day he just didn't wake.
As if someone has been noted, this is a confined town. Has anybody else had this illness?
No. No one else has been afflicted the same way as Ilya.
Your other children?
They had two from cold, exposure to cold. One died in an accident. Death is very common in this place, but my family have been in charge of this village for generations now. The village was established when the devil first came to Barovia. We are old nobility from the time of Strahd. But when he changed, we no longer affiliated ourselves with him, and we stay as far away as we can from any dealings.
Helps that you are close to the border, no?
It does. But he is, you've heard the phrase, he is the ancient, he is the land. So my request, we weren't told when to deliver this wedding gown, but we don't leave. None of us leave. But we do have messengers, we do have visitors, and Anna believes that the Baroness in Vallaki may have what we require. Anna was gonna travel to Vallaki to retrieve this dress. I do not want her to leave. I do not want anyone to leave. But if you're going anyway, I wondered if you could ask the abbot. Sorry, Josh. If you're going to the abbey anyway, if you could.
Oh, to the abbey anyway.
why he needs it, when he needs it.
Well, your boy's back now, but it's perhaps a bit late to well, I don't know.
Well, the abbot giveth, and the abbot may taketh away.
Either way, I suppose it's just another reason for us to go back to Vallaki. And then I'd kind of look over towards everyone else.
Have you had any other visitors?
We get some. There is young noble comes from Vallaki every now and again. Von Holtz by name.
Mm-hmm. He's a good chap.
Please have a word with him, in fact.
We do, don't we?
He visits the abbot.
Cracks his knuckles.
He visits the abbot.
He visits the abbot from time. He brings wine and he comes and visits the abbot on
And
occasion.
he stays a while.
Yeah, we've not seen him for some time.
Maybe he's otherwise engaged. You did you like our cart?
Yeah. That's
Vistani paintwork.
Vistani. Vistani, you know Vistani are of the devil.
We hear rumour. So you wouldn't let any Vistani in here?
Not unless they bring wine.
Any of the wine bringers.
Well, Vistani, the rumour serves that Vistani are able to travel the mists, and they do occasionally bring wine.
But none have visited here recently.
Not recently. Not to my knowledge.
Have you ever had a young woman with a demonic arm visit this town?
Oh, no. Well, I've heard. You mean the
Baron's enforcer.
the bat enforcer is a good word. Yeah. No, she's never been. You have been around.
One might say I know her personally.
Okay. Her reputation precedes her.
Oh, I'm aware.
But so as you're discussing, as you're talking, you look towards Ilya, and you're reminded of Lady Vocta's daughter. There's the similar 1,000-yard stare. This is some form of madness that is currently beyond any of your ability to do anything about.
Quick aside, Dave, how are you spelling it, Ilya?
Ilya.
YA.
Ilya.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Spelling with Dungeons and Dragons.
Let me. So, because I pay for these things, I insist on reading them to you. The village of Krezk. This is the description from inside. The mist-shrouded village beyond the walls is nothing more than a scattering of humble wooden cottages along a dirt road that stretches between stands of snow-dusted pine trees. So many trees, in fact, as to constitute a forest. To the north east, a grey cliff rises sharply in the road winding up the abbey. up to the abbey is easy to see from this vantage. So you have the run of the village for the most part. Dimitri's saying you need to sleep in here. And as you look around the village, most people sleep with their animals anyway. It is a very rustic commune type.
And it's warm.
And it's warm.
We learnt that from
Mr.
Star
Deer.
Wars, sleeping with animals.
I was trying to remember the quote now.
Smelled in here.
Yeah. And I
Mr.
thought they
DM.
smelled bad. On the
outside. Yeah.
Okay, what to do, team?
Detect magic.
Okay,
on
just
Ilya.
generally. Oh, on Ilya. There's no magic. What you could do
I've got
is
spell signature as well, because I could drop spell signature on it. But then I'd have to kind of know what kind of spell it was.
you could make an Arcana check.
Yes, please. Wait 1 second, let me just check something. Okay.
Oh, in theory, I was going to say, Mr. DM, can I,
Yep.
assuming that I would recognise that it would be the same illness as Lady Roctor's daughter illness,
Yeah.
could I do a perception check to see that it is actually that whatever this?
Okay.
You can
It's
have a
'cause
medicine
we-
check.
Because we found there was necromancy in the other room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's more dead stuff in there.
Where is my medicine?
I rolled a 21 in my Arcana.
Oh!
Roll is 21.
I was so
21.
close to a nat 20. 15.
15. So it is some form of madness that has affected it. You sort of put your heads together and you figure out that whatever happened a week ago has raised Ilya. And the mention of the fact that Ilya was dead for a week makes you think that this is a true raising. This is a raised dead. So it wouldn't have been able to have been performed any greater than 10 days after death.
Yeah.
So this is powerful magic that has brought him back. But the madness. What I'm going to tell you. Medicine check of 15. So Horace has experienced the mists. Horace died for a period of time and was surrounded by spirit souls that weren't able to escape Barovia. Even souls can't escape Barovia. And you suspect that Ilya, for the 7 days that he was dead, his soul was torn apart and driven insane. But you're also quite sure that with time and experience, Ashina, you would be able to do something about this when you get 5th level spell slots and greater restoration. Similarly with Stella, now I've remembered her name. Lady Voctor's daughter.
Stella.
Oh,
It doesn't
and
explain the necromancy in the house,
Saga.
which we won't know.
No.
Saga.
Yeah, there's no other magic in the house. I'll just ping up a detect
No.
magic on a page so we might be sleeping.
Did we have, when you were in the Voctor house, did we have checks to see if you could figure out what the source of necromancy is?
Pippa
It
wasn't
was-
there.
Yeah, it was
It
only
was
me and Ashina,
me.
and I don't think we did.
I-
think-
I figured out it was necromancy, but I don't know if I had the.
I think it was like was it an Arcana check, sorry. Something like that.
It's my wife. Oh, I've gone far too far back.
They got a whiffs of it, I did.
This ice is amazing.
Smells like necromancy.
That it does.
Necromancy.
Greater good.
The greater good.
Good.
Right. So,
I will just stand by your state if you allow.
Are we going to take a beat to be just the four of us, or are we going to directly go to the Abbey?
I mean, is there anything else in the village? Is the
Oh, is there a shop?
kind of shop? Yeah.
no.
Shopping.
No.
Shopping.
There is this. I mean, no. There's no currency here. It's.
It's like Star Trek.
Yeah. It's idyllic if you like beets and pork.
Yeah, Star Trek with no Ferengi.
There is a pool and a shrine to the north end.
The healing pool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could splash them on your face, Farrow.
It's not that healing. So the description right at the north then, even under grey skies, this pool at the north end of the village shimmers and sparkles. Near its shore sits an old gazebo on the verge of collapse. A wooden statue on a mournful, bare-chested man, its paint chipped and faded, stands in the gazebo with arms outstretched, as though waiting to be embraced. But the waters are cleansing, and as you approach, it would be Horace. You can tell that these waters have been blessed, and the blessing remains in place. It only benefits you once, but you are gain the benefits of a lesser restoration spell once if you drink from it.
Think so.
Can we take some?
Yeah.
Do you have to drink directly from the pool?
Yeah, you're pretty sure it wouldn't. Yeah, it was.
Won't keep that.
No, and it was a lot stronger. It's weakened now, but I mean, the villagers sort of keep themselves to themselves. No one really interacts with you. No one talks to you. And if you forgive the lazy dungeon mastering, there isn't a great deal in Krezk to do.
I think Horace would be pretty eager to get up to the Abbey anyway, to be honest. I don't think he'd be wanting to explore so much. He wouldn't mind if people wanted to hang back and not join him, but Horace would be like, I need to go.
Yeah, this is Saint Mark. I'm going to say it, Markova, but I'm going to say it wrong. Abbey, right?
Markovia, yeah. The Abbey of Saint Markovia.
Markovia.
So, Jodo's cards I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
According to Madame Eva, there could be, potentially, a Vistani wanderer who could help us at the Abbey, at this Abbey, if I pointed the paintwork out. Apparently, this person could potentially give us some information on Strahd. But the fact that if there is a Vistani here, they've not come through conventional means. And the pronouns used for this Vistanis was she. I wonder if that's who the wedding dress might be for.
certainly possible.
This is the closest we've come to looking at something Madame Eva said, one of these cards. Stani wanders this land alone, searching for her mentor. She does not stay in one place for long. She seek her out at the abbey, I can't say, near the mists. This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. I didn't read that out. I have super knowledge, and I can quote everything. Well, we're rested. We're excited. And everything is going to be fine.
Everything's fine. So,
All is well.
the switchback road that hugs the cliff is 10 feet wide and covered with loose gravel and chunks of broken rock. The ascent is slow and somewhat treacherous, and the air grows colder as one nears the top. The road from the village climbs above the mist to the wide ledge on which the abbey is perched. A light dusting of snow covers the trees on the rocky earth. The gravel road passes between two small stone outbuildings, to either side of which stretches a 5-foot high, 3-foot thick wall of jumbled stone held together with mortar. Blocking the road are iron gates attached to the outbuildings by rusted hinges. They appear to be unlocked. Viewed through the gates, the stone abbey stands quiet. Its two wings are joined by a 15-foot high curtain wall. The belfry protrudes from the rooftop of the closer north wing, which also sports a chimney billowing grey smoke. So right in front of you, the gates to the abbey itself. Beyond that is the main compound of the village. So if I give you the image again, as you've gone up and round, you're now entering here. There's the gatehouse. There's one building with the smoke coming from it. There's the other. You are currently outside. These doors are unlocked, and there's a gap in between. But they're sturdy looking and very rusty. What would you like to do?
Go in, guns blazing. No.
I will. No.
I mean, we could knock.
That's inventive.
Okay, so a solid thump on the door of these outer doors. As you knock, the door itself squeaks slightly, and you can hear a snoring noise of someone waking from a gentle sleep. And you can hear confused noises coming from one of the gatehouses. And it's a very guttural sounding noise, as whatever it is then starts to almost bray, and it sounds kind of like a donkey. And then from inside the gatehouse, a strange figure appears. 4 feet 9 inches tall. It's squat. It looks like a beardless dwarf to start off with, but you can see patches of donkey flesh covering his face. One of his ears is human, the other one is a wolf ear, and it's got a wolf snout snout and fangs, but his arms are human, and his legs and feet are leonine, and he's got a donkey's tail, and in his hands is a shovel. Let me give you the picture for this. As it's just been woken from a sleep as it starts to bray and looks over you, and you can see it can hardly speak. It's got sort of thick accented speech, and then as it looks over you, it looks towards Horace, and then you can hear the word brother. Brother? Brother! From it. This is Otto, your younger brother.
Okay.
And then in more thick garbled speech, he will call out Siegfried! Siegfried! It's Horace, he has returned. And another creature comes out. Let me show you both of these pictures. This one. There you go. This one, slightly shorter, 4 foot 7. Body's covered with lizard scales, white tufts of grey wolf fur between tufts of pale human skin. One of her eyes is that of a feline, and her fingers and hands resemble cat paws with opposable thumbs. And she looks embarrassed to be here. But Otto will, and he starts now greeting you how you used to. You've not seen them for a long, long time. But he starts bounding over you and sort of playfully pummeling you. And Horace, you've arrived. You are the only one missing. Now we are all complete.
Surely not the only one missing.
Oh, you mean... Yeah, well, we don't talk about him.
No, you're right, but that's not who I was talking about. And then I'm going to cast Find Steed and bring Mishka out.
Okay. To this, it drops him to the floor, and Siegfried looks astonished. And Otto will say, "But Mishka, how can this be? Mishka's inside. Mishka's... How can this be?"
She never left me. You all disappeared. I thought you were all gone. I found nothing but body parts, blood. I assumed it had been a massacre, but Mishka was there. I still saw no body. I swore to myself that I would find her body. But
her body's inside. She's changed. She's not as smart as I am, but she has changed.
she's alive.
She doesn't talk the same as... Madness can take hold for some of them, for some of the family. And it did for Mishka. She's much changed, but her body is inside.
Well, I mean, she's. I mean, other than her body, I would say she's all there in spirit form, at least. She's been changed since we came to these lands, since arriving in Barovia. But frankly, she was horrible before we got here. I was terrified.
Yeah, that's a bit rich. I mean, she's always been horrible. She always liked picking on you.
Well, yeah, but I mean, this was different. She was, well, haunting, for want of a better phrase.
This something doesn't make sense. So,
You're telling me.
Cyrus brought us. The disease came because of Cyrus, and then Cyrus told us the answer was through the mists, and now you're telling us that.
What do you mean?
You found body parts?
What do you mean disease? Yeah,
well,
from what I remember, we were to have a gathering. There was Cyrus gathered the family.
Yeah.
And everyone arrived, and things were fine. And it was that evening these mists came. Do you remember? You don't remember the fog?
I do. I remember Cyrus telling us that because of the disease, we would have to travel through the fog, and we met the abbot, and he cured us.
I don't remember him speaking of any disease to me. I mean, I suppose whatever he says, no one can trust him. I can't trust him. I don't know what his motives were.
No. Well, as soon as he was cured, he left. We haven't seen him for years.
I assure you he is not cured.
What disease? Forgive me, what disease?
Well, the wasting disease. The disease of the flesh. It was... Well, I haven't got a name for it, but...
No. And you're cured now?
Yeah, the abbot cured us, and he affixed the parts, and he sort of gestures to himself, and he sort of preens himself. You can tell he's quite, proud of his appearance, whereas Siegfried is the opposite.
So, the disease wasted parts of you away, and the abbot cured you and built you back again.
Yes, this is what Cyrus told us. Cyrus told us that the answer was through the mists, and he'd received a message, and...
Okay. And Mishka was with you?
Mishka is with us. She's inside. She's in... I mean, we have to tie her down. She's a... Yeah.
And where was Horace?
Well,
in the mist.
No one knew. No one knew. You arrived late.
I've remained. I was never afflicted with this disease. I stayed. Well, I didn't stay. I couldn't. But I was left in our home. I woke up. I don't actually remember what happened that night. The mist came in, and then from there, nothing. But the next time when I came to, I couldn't find anyone.
Just body
As I say, just parts of bodies. I thought you'd all been just killed. Well, Mishka was with me still. She appeared not long after. And I mean, that just confirmed to me that everyone else was dead. And for some reason her spirit had lingered. But she wanted me to find her body. I swore that I would find her body.
Well, I can take you. I can take you to it. I can take you to Mishka's body. I can introduce you to the abbot. Maybe he can join her and make her whole again.
Is Mishka... Have you summoned Mishka?
Yeah. Or at least I tried to.
Yeah, well, because no one else other than you four could see the spirit of Mishka, but you'll find Strahd is sort of a corporeal manifestation. So Mishka is stood there and aghast to all of this, and she will say, "Well, I don't recall this. I don't recall any of this. All I recall is waking as a spirit and not being able to leave you, Horace.
It doesn't make sense. It Cyrus is doing, I'm sure of that. Like I said, he called the gathering. He told us that someone wanted to visit us that next day. Someone was coming. But he didn't say who. He didn't say what the reason for them coming to us was. He just insisted that we needed to be there.
Well, he when he arrived at the gathering, and when the disease started, he told us, all I can remember is he told us to go through the mists, and that's the only way we'd find a cure. And we did. We found the cure with the abbot.
So he was here. He was with all of you before.
The disease was with him as well. He was afflicted as we were. But as soon as the cure, as soon as the abbot cured us, he left. We've not seen him for years. You've seen him?
Yes, he's with Strahd.
He's with the devil.
Yes. Cowering rather. Under his protection.
Well, the rest of your family's here. We're all here. A lot of them are not as... They haven't adjusted as well as some of us have, and the abbot still does the best that he can, but for the most part, we're all fine. We're all here.
I'm glad. I may not look it, but I'm relieved to know that you're here and alive, no matter what state that might be in. And I'd kind of like look over towards Siegfried and kind of put a hand on her shoulder.
Yeah, she sort of flinches and shies away. She was always sort of like a kindly older sister to you. But she sort of warms and puts a hand on your hand. And she'll say, it is good to see you. But Otto, he will then say something that just strikes you as bizarre, and he will turn to you and say, maybe the abbot he'll be able to improve you the way that he's improved all of us.
We'll see. Let's speak with him, learn what we can, and we'll go from there.
Come inside. So it'll lead you to the abbey entrance, which is a 15-foot high curtain of wall which joins the abbey's two wings. Behind its battlements, two guards stand at attention, their features obscured by fog. Below them, set into the wall, is a pair of 10-foot tall wooden doors reinforced with bands of steel. To the right of these doors, mounted on the wall, is a tarnished copper plaque. As you get closer, the words on the plaque read, "May her light cure all illness." And you can tell as you get closer, it's not just an abbey, this is a hospital. But as you get closer, they're not guards, they're just scarecrows that are that look like guards for some unknown reason. But as you go inside, the doors open to the courtyard. The thick fog that fills this courtyard swirls as if eager to escape. The courtyard is surrounded by a 15-foot high curtain wall on which stands several guards with their backs to you. or so it seems at first. It's clear now that these guards are merely scarecrows. The wooden doors to the north and east lead to the abbey's 2 wings. In the centre of the courtyard is a stone well fitted with an iron winch, to which a rope and bucket are attached. Along the perimeter, tucked under the overhanging wall, are several stone sheds with padlocked wooden doors, as well as 3 shallow alcoves that contain wooden troughs. 2 wooden posts pounded into the rocky earth have iron rings bolted to them, and chained to one of them is a short humanoid with bat wings and spider mandibles. The quiet is shattered by horrible screams coming from the shed. As you enter this, this is what the internet has decided. Prepare yourself.
Mage armor.
Nah.
Nope.
Otto will say to you, quite
100%.
proud, this is Mishka. This is Mishka cured. This is Mishka's body. And in the centre of this opening is this creature. It's 5 feet tall, wiry, spindly build. It's got 3 red spider eyes or more in this picture on the right side of its face, while the left side appears human. It has a frog's foot in place of a left hand, and taloned crow's foot where his right foot should be. And it is clearly, utterly insane, chained up. You can barely make out the remains of Mishka. And the steed, your fine steed, Mishka that's with you, is revolted by this, and she just clings to Horace. Horrified.
I can't believe that this is what we have been searching for. Do you, and I kind of talking to Mishka, is there anything, any kind of connection you have to this, I don't even know what to call it.
This thing is not me. That thing is, it can't be me.
I don't understand how it can be living without, well, you're here. Your soul is here.
I don't want to be part of that. I don't.
For once we agree on something, I don't think you should become. I don't think you should have anything to do with it. I think we need to speak to the abbot and find out what the hell is going on. But
so you don't. I can stay. I can stay with you.
Of course. So I made a promise that we would find your body and return you to your body. But this.
But to live again, the chance to live again.
Perhaps there are ways, but not. This is not the way. I mean, you saw the boy down there as well. The madness. We both experienced those mists. We know what it was like. But
yeah, I don't know what to do.
Just give us time. We will speak with the abbot, but I don't think there's going to be a short-term solution to this.
Okay. Speak to the abbot. You think we
I'm
can trust him?
going to.
No, I don't. I don't think we have any other option. He spared the rest of our family, and I'm sure that means as much to you as it does to me. So we'll give him a chance.
Ashina's going to lean over to Horace and she'll whisper, "It might be worth not letting the abbot know that his spirit is here whilst we're having this conversation."
I think
And
that's true. I think you're
I'm
right.
sure the rest of your family will tell him, but for now, until we know what we can gain, perhaps not.
I'll turn to Mishka and just say, she's right. You should come back to me. And then I'll kind of dispel, find Steed.
Yeah, you don't have to use a spell slot for that. We'll just say that it's
Flavor.
she'll say, yeah, no, I agree. I think Ashina's wise in saying this. I don't want to be part of that, but if returning means I could live again, I don't know. Talk to the abbot.
That's yes, yeah. But that, and I'll point towards her body and just say, that's no life. That is not living. It's not what you want.
Well, it's as you're saying this, there's more shrieks and cries, horrible screams coming from the sheds, and these are, if you think of like a coal shed, a coal bunker, tiny shed with a padlock on it, and the doors are rattling and shaking. As you've had your little exchange, Otto's gone to the main hall, and then he's come back, so he hasn't heard anything that you've just said. But he'll say, "Oh, that's the rest of the family. They're locked up for their own benefit. They're the ones that didn't quite adjust."
I mean, were they ever sane, or did they came back like this?
The cure. He sort of pushed his chest out. It's made for some of us better, more superior, and for some of us physically we improved, but emotionally it crippled many. They're mostly insane. And he'll point towards the south where the sort of hospital ward is. And as he points it out, you can now detect there's a stench coming from there as well. It's filth, waste and filth. And it's a horrible, horrible smell. And sort of aura coming from the building to the south. And there's a lot more screams. But Otto will sort of straighten himself. But the abbot, come talk to the abbot. He'll explain everything to you.
That won't be any, because the rest of my family are in they're like that coal shed. So the south building, that's just other people presumably.
Well, no, that's the rest of your family. Because it was a big family gathering.
How many family members? Was it like a family reunion? Like second cousins were invited?
Yeah, it was huge.
It was that's a gang.
Right. What I'll do.
Belview gang.
We're a large family.
Yeah, very productive.
Let me just make sure. So I'm going to give you this map. just to make it
don't
a
know,
little
squares
bit
on it.
clearer to you. So, they've done a funky thing with this, where north is now east when it does eventually load up.
Yeah.
Just so you know where you are.
Law dropped.
There you go. So this is where you came in, and this is now going south. You've entered the main bit here. So, in fact, there is... I'm sure it's the right one.
I definitely put mage armor on, didn't I?
You did. That's where Mishka is. There is another Belview tied up on a stake here, with bat wings. In fact, this one, 4'5", hunched posture, long stringy black hair, hides much of her face, but clearly spider mandibles and teeth, arms and wings of a bat, but she's strapped down and tied up, same as Mishka. You've got sheds all the way around. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's small sort of coal sheds where there's shouts coming from. And all the way to the south, you can see the hospital wing. And then the main hall is here.
And many, many graves.
Yeah, you've walked past those, so you could see those quite obvious graves dug up there, and a small garden in the rear. Okay, happy so far?
So both Mishka and Wing Girl, is that Marzina?
Marzina Belview, yeah.
Yeah. They both have like the spidery faces with the mandibles.
Yes, and they're
Okay.
clearly both insane.
Not all there. A few sandwiches short of a picnic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would Ashina be able to tell this is the same madness that Ilya and Stella have?
Make a medicine check. This is going to be quite an easy check, but I'm going to ask for a dice roll for it anyway. You've rolled 15, which
again.
is plenty. No, this is entirely different. This is, yeah. You get the impression that the other illnesses are mistborn illnesses. This is far great, well, not greater, but this is entirely different. This is, you suspect an incurable type of madness. This is, over the edge. A wiring issue that will not be fixed. So, I mean, because as Ashina, you would be quite certain that if there was some kind of ritual to attach Mishka's spirit to the body, then it would not be beneficial. So Otto points you towards the main hall and he'll say, "The abbot's waiting for you. Follow. Come with me." The main hall. Gentle sounding music trickles down from above, played on a single stringed instrument by some unseen master. The ground floor is one large 50-foot square room with arched leaded glass windows. A cauldron sits on an iron rack above a fire in a hearth, while above the fire mantle hangs a golden disc engraved with the symbol of the sun. In one corner, a wooden staircase climbs to the upper level, while in another corner, a stone staircase descends into darkness. Several chairs surround a wooden table that stretches nearly the length of the room. Wooden dishware and golden candelabras are neatly arranged on the table, standing behind which is a young woman with alabaster skin, dressed in a torn and soiled red gown. Her auburn hair is neatly bundled, so as not to touch her soft shoulders. She seems almost lost in thought. A handsome young man in a brown monk's robe gently takes the woman by her hand. A painted wooden holy symbol that depicts the sun hangs around a chain around his neck. He moves with the grace of a saint. The woman is the spitting image of Irina. As the abbot, I have, again, the internet has provided me with fan art of the abbot. If you think of a sort of a Roman emperor, curly blonde hair, an idyllic vision of
Saintly angel.
yeah.
Does the lady she look Vishdani? Can someone look Vishdani?
She looks the spitting image
Of
of
Irene.
Irina. So this is how I'd like you to imagine the abbot.
Mate, there's a lot of people that look like Irina, team. I don't like him.
I don't like it.
As you enter the room, he takes this alabaster-skinned woman who looks like Irina, and he seems to be attempting to teach her like a courtly dance. And she's very stiff, almost robotic in her movements. There's something clearly wrong. But as you enter the room, the abbot turns around to you and he'll address Otto first and he'll say, these would be the guests, thank you. Otto, you may resume your post. Greetings, one and all. To the house of the Morning Lord. Please, enter.
You forgive me for saying, but you don't appear quite as I would have expected from the stories we've heard.
What stories are these, pray tell?
I mean, well, stories of a monstrous abbot, for want of a better phrase.
Monstrous? Where do these stories come from? Monstrous?
Can't remember who told us that.
It wasn't
Strahd?
from this village.
It was in Vallaki.
Yeah.
I've been asking about. Oh no, I've told you scandalous falsehood. I think it's from when we were going to take Irina and we got the options of holy ground places, and we were told one place was Vallaki was alrightish, but the other place was also potentially holy ground, but the abbot was weirdo, or something was wrong with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally Barovia, village of Barovia. They did it. He didn't say that. That's not what he said.
He'll say, I'm a simple holy man. I am here to heal, as you've seen from Otto. And forgive me, you are a Belview as well, but you escaped the disease. Interesting.
I am a Belview. My name's Horace. To be frank, I didn't even know of the disease until Otto told me about it when I got here.
Yes, it was a curious one. I'd had many failed attempts before I managed to perfect. Many failed attempts.
Well,
but tell me.
I think a good few of those failed attempts are the rest of my family.
Indeed. Yes. Yes, there's not much that could be done about that, I'm afraid. But the rest they're alive. They are alive.
Well, you speak of them with some respect. They're not your experiments.
So he's sort of taken aback by this. He'll sort of put. Bear with me 1 second. He will say to this this woman that looks like Irina. He'll say, he will call her Vasilka. He'll say, "Forgive me, Vasilka. You sit there." And then he straightens his shoulders, and he turns to Horace and he will say, "You will address me with respect in my house. I have saved them, and I improved some of them."
I thought this was the house of the Morning Lord.
This is my house, and I am of the Morning Lord.
But you are not one and the same.
And you are?
Horace.
But what gives you the right to judge me in my own home?
I have no right. I'm simply speaking my mind. The way you spoke of my family, what gives you the right to talk of them in that manner? Nothing could possibly give you that right.
Them.
A concerned
Oh,
brother
you've-
will always be protective of his family. Your work is unique, and I have not seen its like. I think we can forgive Horace's surprise at such an individualistic style of curing.
And creation. Look at Vasilka here. She is my
You,
creation.
well, that is a feat.
Certainly inspired work, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Vasilka.
It reminds me of a woman in a painting that I've seen.
Yes, this is based on Tatiana. This is for Strahd. This is his bride.
And you're teaching her to dance for the wedding. Of course. Of course.
Vasilka, if you would, drinks for our guests. And Vasilka now, in this very robotic fashion, stands and goes over to glasses in a decanter. And as she reaches towards the glass, she just crushes it, and the glass explodes everywhere. And then she reaches for the next one and crushes it, and it explodes everywhere. Vasilka, maybe it is a work in progress, but it is a creation, a marvel, and it will save the land from the curse. Strahd desires a wife. He desires Tatiana. I have made it Tatiana for him. All she is missing is a wedding dress.
And you think giving Strahd his wife will solve all the problems of Barovia, just like that?
I don't think so. I know so.
Did your lord tell you so? I'm newish to religion.
The Morning Lord hasn't seen fit to bless me with his wisdom for a while, but I am of him, and I know his wisdom. And I know this to be the case.
Wow.
Will approach Vasilka and take her by the hands as if to say, like, it's okay, don't worry about the glasses sort of thing. As she's holding her hands, does it even feel like a normal person? Like, are they warm or is it cold? And
Nice. You can. It's a medicine. It's a medicine check. You can have another medicine check. You can have this one with advantage because you've gone up and you palpated it.
what does she look like? What does she smell like? Dirty 20.
20. So freezing cold. And as you start to look, you can see there's very delicate, intricate stitch markings where possibly a thumb has been joined on, and it wasn't part of her thumb. And then maybe part of the hairline seems to have been stitched on. This medicine check of 20. This is a construct. This is a golem, specifically a flesh golem.
To get the likeness and like the abbot, I'd be almost admiring, I put in quotations, his work. I say, how did you get the likeness so dear? Did you have to use Tatiana herself?
We a friend visits regularly, Van Holtz by name, and I had the description directly from him.
What the Spotify viewers can't see is Leah and Sammi freaking out, and the men just sat there like, oh my shit.
He's fucked.
So, as Ashina's sort of attempting... attempting to guide, to see if she can guide Vasilka to sit back down gently. Ashina will go, so when do we need this dress by? When is this grand ceremony to be?
Okay, so as you try and lead her, she's just solid. You just can't move her,
No.
and you'd have to you get the impression.
No,
you have to
in
put
that
some
case, if
serious
she's not
effort in.
moving, I'll just
Yeah.
like sort of hold hands, sort of thing.
So the abbot will say, "Oh yes, I do. I'm forgetful occasionally. I told the man in the village to bring me a dress, but I didn't give him time. Are you offering to fetch the dress?"
I'm sure we can sort something, yes.
And maybe, let's say, 7 days.
Man, you guys run tight timetables.
Quite a feat to sort a wedding in 7 days.
Well, I think... Like, Pippa went to speak and then stopped herself because she was just about to say, I think the feast is already set. Not sure whether it's a good idea to let this guy know that they've been to the castle Strahd and seen the table all set for the wedding. So she's like, and I think that good things often come quickly, like spring rain comes quickly, and weddings and mists and all sorts of stuff comes quickly. The parts for the construct, how or where?
Well, this is why the Belviews come in so handy. They go into the village for me, and they retrieve parts that are no longer needed.
That is a whole system. And when the curse is lifted, and when Strahd's had his wedding, and we've all had cake, what will you do after?
Well, then we will all be free. The whole of Barovia will be free, and I will return to the bosom of the Morning Lord.
Oh, okay, so the Belviews will be free to go.
The Belviews, for the most part, the ones that need to be locked up are locked up for their own safety. But those that have the capacity to make informed choices, they can come and go as they please. They bless them, they worship me. I have told them that they may leave. Cyrus left. I didn't hold him back, but the rest, they stay with me because I saved them.
How did you and Cyrus get connected?
Well, that's another strange story. They, Van Holtz again, Vasily brought them through the mist. And he said that they needed curing. They needed saving. And when I'd perfected the art, I saved them, saved Cyrus, and Cyrus thanked me, and then he left. He left with Vasily.
He is a busy lad, that Vasily.
How did we meet Vasily again? Who?
We met him on the road, didn't we? He was getting attacked by things.
Ah.
Yeah, it
okay,
It was after the hag incident, the first one.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
So we met him travelling on the road.
Yeah, busy man.
Mhm. And we thought he was nice. When I say we, I mean Pippa, and therefore me by extension.
So
Like that with your sister.
Jesus.
As Ashina is still
Oh yeah.
gently fussing over Silka, it's your turn to the abbot and say, I know this may be a slightly delicate subject, but this face, I just cannot get over this likeness. Is there any chance whomever, shall we say, and she'll say it very bluntly as if it's not a weird thing at all, are there possessions somewhere nearby? Did they ever have any sort of relationship to what they would wear or anything that they would carry that resembled Strahd's beautiful bride?
Forgive me, Sammi. I'm struggling.
I'm basically asking. Ashina is trying to figure out, is this actually Irina? And everything's gone tits up.
Okay.
Are her possessions anywhere nearby?
Gotcha. No. You can tell. With your medicine score of 20, this is a construct. This is stitched together, so it's cleverly stitched together. But
it's not the face of actually Irina.
It kind of is. But there's sort of scars. There's little bits that you notice.
Do you recognise Mishka in the face?
That's what I was wondering. I was about to ask.
Yeah, is Mishka part of the template? Or the face?
Do I recognise Mishka?
No.
In the template?
No. It is. No. It is. the best way to explain this to you. There are either imperfections in Vasilka or imperfections in Irina that you would have noticed. So perhaps like a little scar above the eyebrow or something like that, that
like
is
a
there on
mole.
Irina that isn't there on Vasilka, or the other way around.
Yeah.
So you're quite sure that this isn't Irina. So the worst case scenario hasn't happened. But it's uncannily like her.
Wow.
And I'd turn to the abbot then and just say, and you said my family help you gather the parts from the town?
Yes. And beyond, sometimes.
How honest has he been?
This is going to be my question as well.
You want insights?
But
I would love an insight. Sorry, go on, Tom.
So Farrow's kind of focused in. So when Farrow was when the abbot was talking about the wasting disease, I think Farrow was laser focused in on that because, like, was there actually a wasting disease or something else happened? Because Farrow doesn't necessarily believe what the abbot's saying. If that makes sense.
Right. So you roll for that then, Tom.
$23.
23.
Just
And you roll for your general then, Horace, Josh, unless you wanted to refine your insight check for anything specifically.
No, I think I'd be like looking for his reaction to my question.
Okay, sure.
So I'd ask him that, and I just want to see, if he's looking a bit shifty while I'm asking that, and while he's answering. More importantly, 16.
16. Well, I mean, first and foremost, for someone who's over 100, he looks remarkably well. But with 23, he believes every word that he's telling you. In fact, he's fixed. He knows that this is the right course of action. Almost maniacally so. And with the 16, he's unabashedly, he's trying to avoid saying they've dug up graves. But he's not ashamed by it. He's just trying to avoid the phrase.
Wow. You've done all of this by yourself?
Indeed.
Wow. You would think you'd need a couple of assistants to do this, apart from collecting bodies, like the actual stitching, needlework. Are you the only... Forgive my terminology, I'm going to be using clumsy phrases, but are you the only whole person here?
Okay, so we will answer that directly. I had to have a think about it, but he will say, yes, yeah, it is all my work.
Yeah. And you're the only one that's not stitched together.
Well, visitors do come and go. In fact, there was a visitor not that long ago. She's upstairs now, a Vistani woman.
Oh. Did you give her a tour when she was here? Because your work is unheard of in places I'm from.
Indeed, yes, she was quite impressed as well as you all are.
Yeah.
But she asked for sanctuary, and I offered it to her. She's upstairs, I'm sure. I've not seen her leave for a while, or she was...
Oh, wow. That's good of you to give her sanctuary. I mean, was she running from something we need to worry about?
No, she was doing research. She knows that the lord of the land and I have had discussions, and she is doing research on him, and she wondered if she could look into his background here. I don't think she's found anything, but that she wanted sanctuary.
Yeah. Cool. Considering saying something really cheeky. You must be starved of company. Must be nice to have visitors.
Indeed, especially when they are respectful.
Nothing like a sparring match, though. Keeps the mind sharp.
Indeed.
So, you teach her... You teach your construct how to dance, and so you have meals sent up to the Vistani woman upstairs?
She looks after herself.
Oh, independent. Well, I've got... Oh, these guys know, I can tell you. They already know. I'm fascinated by the Vistani. I was actually brought here by Vistani.
Well, many were. The Vistani and the Lord of the Land are one and the same, I believe.
Yeah, I don't think I've met one on their Todd, though. It's like they normally travel in groups.
She is...
Or am I misinformed?
She is a strange one now you come to mention it, but that's her own business.
I'm such a student of the world, and she like taps her spell book, making her obviously a student. I study maps and people and places. I try and build stories on the page more than just what the road is. And having met so many Vistani that travel in groups, it would be such a coup for the map to meet a Vistani that wasn't part of a group. Do you know, like when you hear about wolves and there's that one lone wolf, like how did they become that lone wolf? It's a completely fascinating... I could imagine it almost it should fit on the right hand border. You couldn't introduce it, could you? And I know I'm being ridiculous, but it would fit beautifully on the right hand border of the map.
Absolutely. There's no need for me to introduce you. I've got business here with Vasilka.
Oh.
It is you have the run of my home. My home is yours.
Oh, fantastic! That is just upstairs, you say?
Just upstairs.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've monopolised the conversation. Team, is there anything anybody else wants to say before I go in for the map?
Talking out of
mentioned-
character.
Okay.
Go on.
No, go.
I was going to say, talking after character, debating whether to stay with the abbot and Viscilla. I can't even say her name now. Viscilla, and yeah, basically ask more questions. If you want to go up and talk to the Vistani lady.
Are you happy for me to go with the group or go? I'm happy to go on my Todd.
Don't leave Pippa on a Todd, for the love of God.
It's gonna be fine as long as no one gets within 60 feet of me. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I definitely coded my spells today for combat, obviously. Loads of combat spells, for sure. But I am happy to go somewhat solo.
I'd probably be happy to get out of the room.
Yeah.
For fear of punching the silly little abbot in his silly little face.
Yeah. Okay. So as Pippa turns to wherever the stairs were, she like grabs Horace's cough and is like, "Come on."
To be fair, he's probably sat there with like a... I imagine we're all kind of sitting at some kind of table, or Horace will plugged himself down at a table, and he'll probably be sat there with like a knife in the table, like digging out like a hole in the
Take out
table.
then. We can Attempt a coup later. Let's go.
Okay. What were you going to say, Tom?
Sorry. I've got a question for the abbot, but I've got this image in my head of Horace sat down at the table, Pippa pulling at his arm, and it's just like she's trying to walk away with him, and he's just not moving.
Yeah.
And then Horace is just there like,
It's a total
Stonewall.
It's like, come on. Come, Horace. Let's meet the interesting Vistani lady who's a lone wolf and would like to be, like potentially best that we leave everyone alone for a moment. Oh, you could be my scribe. Let's go.
Okay.
And then Horace will kind of stand up and be like, "You know I can't write. Why would you say that?"
Well, you could draw pictures. It is a map. Like,
I could draw pictures.
also,
And then it'll kind of,
if you can't, as they're leaving the room, if you really can't write, like, I could teach you doors close. Oh my god.
what the fuck?
What the actual hell? This guy's ridiculously powerful. Like, ridiculously powerful.
It's the only thing that stopped me from trying to tear him to pieces. I think he may actually kill me.
Or put you in bits with something else.
But
Like,
he might.
Make a reserve for what animal you'd like to be meshed with next.
Well, do you think he could do some kind of dragon?
I bet you could do a dragon. I could see you as a dragon. You make a great dragon.
I think I could. I could do some damage.
Yeah, with the chain thing that you do, and then a fire breath. That would be hardcore. Continues up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go upstairs, and for Pippa, this is very much a journey that you're going to take. As soon as you put one foot on the stairs, you go through the process, and you know that this is a foretelling. This is prophecy. And you find a room. And as you open the door inside, you see a Vistani woman. She is in her early 30s. She has thick black hair cascading down loosely with a red headband, red jacket. And as she sat at a desk, you can clearly see she has a wooden prosthesis for her right leg. And in front of her are tarot cards. And as she lays the last one down, she will say, "And so it is foretold that you will appear. Greetings. My name is Esmeralda Davenier." And that's where we'll finish the session this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
God damn.
At 11 o'clock.
Just a little more prophecy.
Oh, guys. So very, very dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, very, very dear.
Not good.
That felt like a heavy one today for me.
Yeah, to be fair.
Mate, that when we get back, well, fingers crossed, when we get back to Velaki, flipping Holt, whatever his name is in trouble.
Vasily is going down.
Vasily is going to, he'll see us walking down the street and we'll grab him, drag him into an alleyway and just be like...
You're going to see you walking down the street, and then Farrow is going to have to just appear behind him.
Give me 2 more hours and Pippa can make you invisible.
chokehold into the thing.
Shit, make Horace invisible.
Go to sleep.
Oh, that even, yeah, just turns around and looks up and sees this man mountain behind him.
Come on.
That shushing noise, Leah, is the most sinister noise I've heard for a long time.
Well,
Shush now. Shush, shush.
No, you just as you squeeze on that carotid artery, you just whisper in their ear, go to sleep. Just go to sleep.
What's happened to you, dude?
I don't know. It does seem really interesting to do, doesn't it? Like, what else do you say to somebody as you cut off blood throat to their brain?
Smother them. Right, I'm gonna turn off the recording. If you
That
have
was my next character.
Like and subscribe.
I can
Yeah,
subscribe.
all